Hey everybody, if you are seeing this picture of a salad, there's a reason. Let me tell you about it. My name is Angela. I am on a Bright Line Eating journey. I call this Bright Line Eating version 2. If you're familiar with my channel, a year and a half ago, I lost 60 pounds, the majority of it on Bright Line Eating. Then I renounced the program. Then I came back to the program with modifications. I have binge eating disorder. I've talked about it a lot here on this channel. But today I'm going to give you a very simple tip to make your journey on Bright Line Eating more sustainable and just honestly make it livable. I probably shouldn't have even used the word sustainable because that has kind of a different connotation. Really making the program livable is important. And the reason is because if you don't like what you eat, if you literally dread every meal that you're eating, what are you doing? I feel like that makes you more likely to turn off of the program. And so that is why today's tip is about making your salads delicious. And honestly, not just your salads, making any food that you make delicious. So what I'm showing you is the Bright Line Eating Cookbook. And I'm going to be honest, I think this is a good investment for the information that it provides. Here on my channel, probably I don't even remember what video it was, I talked about how if somebody's very intimidated by reading the Bright Line Eating book, because let's be real, that book is kind of long, right? I'm a reader, I'm a nerd, but some of you out there might be like, ooh, that's too much. This cookbook is the perfect book for you. But what's also valuable is it gives you really great ideas of yummy looking meals. That's the chicken and apple slaw. This one is the Moroccan carrot bowl that my mentor on Bright Line Eating she made that last week. She said that was so yummy. And what came to my mind, sorry, I'm totally in my bathroom. There's my swimsuit. Come on now, Angela, get it together. What I wanted to talk about is because today I made a salad that I was like, bleh. And it was because it was a very simple thing. It should have been delicious, but it wasn't. And I think I figured something out. I don't love Bragg's liquid aminos. I love soy sauce. If I make a salad and I put soy sauce on it, I will be like, nom, 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 nom. Like I will love that salad. If I put Bragg's liquid aminos, I'm like, bleh. So I finally figured that out because I was like, my salads have not been yummy this week. What is the deal? Because the first couple of weeks I had gotten back on Bright Line Eating, I was like, oh man, my salads are good. I'm making them yummy. Wow, I'm killing it. And now I'm like that. And the reason is because the first 2 to 3 weeks that I was resuming here on Bright Line Eating, I told myself, eat whatever you want on Bright Line Eating that is bright and yummy. And I prioritize things like the pumpkin bake. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but the pumpkin bake, drop a comment if you don't know, and I'll see if I can find a link to it. But basically just Google Bright Line Eating pumpkin bake. It's so good. That's a great lunch. I was making yummy stuff for breakfast. I was doing like what I like to do. I like to do oatmeal with, peanut butter and banana, just mash it all together. It's so good. Then I was making salads that had soy sauce for lunch, and they're great. I tend to be a fast loser, and I think one of the reasons, there's many reasons why I'm a fast loser, but one of them is because I prioritize vegan or vegetarian proteins for my proteins. And I definitely feel like if you have a salad for lunch that's like raw veggies and then you use hummus and or beans as your protein, you will lose fast. And you use like a olive oil or like a flaxseed oil as your dressing. I like to do that because the hummus, when you put in soy sauce or Bragg's liquid aminos, the hummus is like a dressing. I like a wet salad. I feel like those are just so good with soy sauce, right? Somebody asked Lacey, hey girl, vinaigrette-based dressings. You have to look at every dressing, read the ingredients, and if the first 3 ingredients include sugar, which you guys know there's so many different names of sugar, like high fructose corn syrup, or cane sugar, or sucrose, or sucralose, whatever. Look for those 3, look at the first 3 ingredients, and as long as there's no sugar, it's a compliant dressing. I will say, oil and vinegar is good because it tends to be, just a lighter fat. And so you can literally just make your salad wet with like the hummus and the olive oil, pour your soy sauce or Bragg's liquid amino. Yeah, Michelle, that pumpkin bake is fire. I was eating a lot of that, I just want to say that for me, this go around, one key for success that I'm having is that I am prioritizing food that I find delicious, even if it slows my weight loss down. The reason I was going with the Bragg's liquid aminos is because it speeds up your weight loss. It's so light. There's a little bit of salt, but it's not a lot. And I just was like, you know what? I've always felt that soy sauce slows down my numbers on the scale because so much sodium and it keeps me puffed. And so I'm not losing like the water weight. But then I stopped and I was like, I am in this for the long haul. I am in this to win this. I'm in this for life. And it doesn't matter if it takes me 3 months or 3 years to get to my goal. If I enjoy the process, if I enjoy the lifestyle, I am a million times more likely to stick to it. And the same goes for you. So take my advice to heart because this is very important, very crucial advice. Make the program a relaxing and enjoyable experience. I got inspired for that because I just bought the Kelly All devotional. And I'm reading it every night after I read my Bible. I'm a Christian. I totally understand the majority of my people watching are not Christians. But for me, I'm a Christian and I'm dedicating this Bright Line Eating weight loss journey to the Lord. I'm giving the praise and glory to God. That's my personal religious beliefs. You don't have to be a Christian. I support whatever your beliefs are. But for me, this is one thing that's important to me. So I'm reading her devotional. She is the sister of Natalie All. Bright Line Eating people know who Natalie All is. She's like the legend that made a bunch of Bright Line Eating compliant recipes. They're not branded Bright Line Eating because the company will sue you. They will come after you with a lawyer and be like, cease and desist. They do not play with their copyright. You do you, boo. That is your business. But Natalie has made these compliant recipes and has made all these cookbooks. It's her sister. Kelly All has this devotional book. And one devotional was literally about her journey and how she was deciding to make it a relaxing experience. She decided to relax into the journey because she was like, I'm going to do this forever. It's got to be good. Like, it's got to be enjoyable. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm taking this to heart. And this is what I'm looking at. Because I think that what happened with the Bragg's liquid aminos for me is I fell back into the mindset of, oh, I want to lose fast. Because Dr. Susan Pierce Thompson with Bright Line Eating says there is no science that losing weight more slowly is better. She says, I just say get it off. That's a direct quote from her either boot camp or one of her other YouTube videos. I don't remember, but I took that to heart and was like, just hurry up and lose, Angela. Hurry up. Michelle says, do you eat the same things over and over? No, I don't. I know that many people do, and I support that for automaticity, but I myself like to mix things up, and that just makes me happy, and that's more sustainability for me. This is just me, what works for me. Some people that might mix them up. They say for people who have like 10 plus or severe food addiction, do like fewer choices. Like just do the same breakfast and lunch every single day and then just do a different dinner, because the fewer choices you have, the less addictive behaviors you could have. I'm not on that level. I'm a 10 on the scale, but I'm not a 10 plus. So I'm like, okay, I can have variety every day and I'm still not having the urge to binge eat. So I think that that's good. I just wanted to come on here and make this point because I feel like impassioned about the fact that if you're going to live this lifestyle, and you're going to do it forever, and most people on Bright Line Eating aim to do this forever because various reasons, make it to where you can see the forever. You can be like, I can absolutely live like this. If you were like me at lunch today where I was like, bleh, like you're going to not want to do this program. So just find the foods that you enjoy, whatever those foods may be, and everybody's tastes are different. I love Asian food, so I'm trying to make, Asian recipes. I made some mushroom adobo. I'm Filipino, we make chicken adobo. I made some mushroom adobo yesterday, and I was like, I'm gonna put that on the salad, and I'm gonna use tofu as my protein, and I'm gonna put some soy sauce. It's gonna be so good. Lacey says, what do you do if you pre-plan and then later what you plan you just don't want? Okay, let's talk about this, girl. I was about to end this video, but you got me started. What's up? Lacey's my girl. Y'all are like, who's Lacey? She's my girl from my hometown. We've been knowing each other for like decades now. So, Lacey, what the program tells you to do, what the Pure Bright Line Eating program tells you to do is you pre-plan your food either the night before or the morning of your day, and then you eat only and exactly what you pre-planned. And that is part of the automaticity because you are removing the food choices in the moment. And when you do the Pure Bright Line Eating plan, you don't make any food choices in the moment. Everything's pre-planned and then you just execute it. For me, this is my journey. I'm different. Everybody's different. You got to find what works for you. I have never done that. There was like one very brief period where for like a couple of days I was like, I'm going to do only and exactly that, and it didn't work. That was the first go around I did Bright Line Eating. This time, like I've been doing it for a month, down 15 pounds in a month. I did a video about that yesterday. Can't believe I'm down 15 pounds in a month. Like, oh my gosh, I'm adding extra food. I'm doing an extra protein, grain, and fat. I've talked about it in other videos here on my channel. Go check them out. But I'm telling you that I tried to do at the very beginning of this go around, this month that I'm doing this, I tried to do the, I'm going to do the eat only and exactly that. And I sat down and I pre-planned and I wrote it. I even prepared my food. And then each day, the next day, I was totally not following through. And I said, I'm not even going to make that commitment to myself because that is a structure that will crumble for me. So the people who are doing the program purely, they're having tremendous success and I wish them the best. That has never worked for me. And I don't have any problems with it. Like I feel food neutrality about it. For me, I think the question is, does it give you food chatter? Like, do you have mental chatter about it? Which means like, are you worked up about it? Like, are you upset about it? Does it disrupt you? Do you feel like uncomfortable? For me, I'm like, it doesn't bother me at all that I make my food choices in the moment because I stay bright. Like this past month, I stayed bright, down 15 pounds, and I just chose what I wanted every meal. But the good news I'll say, because I had done Bright Line eating so long, like a year off and on, I just have like the foods memorized, which is helpful. I have a fridge full of foods because I buy foods, you know. Lindsay, I was in the membership. Lindsay asked if I was in the Bright Line Eating membership. I was. I'm going to be truly transparent with you that the value I got out of that was from the 5th Bright Line. There's a section that's the 5th Bright Line section, and there are calls with Dr. Joy. That is the best value that I got because I have binge eating disorder. And Dr. Joy talks to the people because she specializes in eating disorders, and she's like, you add in more food to the weight loss plan and you stick to that food that you add in, treat it like your medicine and eat it consistently every day. And I'm like, I added in the protein, grain, and fat. I've been good. I strongly believe that the weight loss plan, especially if you choose vegan and vegetarian options for your proteins, it's not enough food. It's not enough calories. I think that's why I fell so deeply into severe binge eating, the worst I've ever had in my life. The first go around I did Bright Line Eating. This one, I'm like, I'm being smarter about it. I am choosing this extra food. And again, 15 pounds in a month with the extra protein, grain, and fat every day. So don't even come at me being like, oh, the weight loss plan is enough food for you. I'm going to be straight up with you and be like, I was dying. There was a couple of days this month that I did the weight loss plan with a half a protein instead of the protein, grain, and fat. It's because I was busy. There's a whole story and I'm not going to get into it, but like I did it and I was so hungry. Now, keep in mind, I have strong metabolism. I always have because I strength train. I have muscle. I'm 41. I'm 5'2". What else was I going to tell y'all? Oh, and I'm continuing to exercise. I'm not like crazy. I'm not exercising 5 days a week, but I'm exercising 2 days a week, 3 days a week if I'm lucky. And that's important. That's like, 30 minutes of cardio. I'm doing the elliptical, or I'm doing some strength training. So that absolutely makes my metabolic rate higher. It also makes my caloric need higher. This is the last thing I'll say. I'll promise. I promise this. If you read the book, Brain Over Binge, which I highly recommend you do, I have linked it in the description box below. I think it's a free ebook. If it's not free, just pay it. I swear to you, it's worth it if you have binge eating disorder. So that's worth it. But what I even recommend stronger than the Brain Over Binge book is the Brain Over Binge Recovery Guide. And that book, both books, are really like, do not diet. They're like, don't diet. If you have binge eating disorder, don't do it. It's so bad for you. And like they go into the whole reasons why. Now, having said that, I'm dieting. Clearly, I didn't listen to the book, at least that part of it. Dr. Susan has actually recommended the book, Brain Over Binge. And I thought it was ironic because I was like, Brain Over Binge, like the author of Brain Over Binge, literally did a podcast talking about like this book has been recommended by Bright Line Eating and we don't recommend Bright Line Eating because it's dieting and they're fundamentally against dieting because they're like, it tells your brain, it triggers your brain to binge. Here's the thing though. I took the chapter that they had in the Brain Over Binge Recovery Guide, and I took that section that was giving wisdom about like your caloric needs. And they're like, if you are like a such and such height, if you're like a 150-pound female, which let's be real, I'm way above 150. They're like, if you're a 150-pound female, your caloric needs are like 2,800 a day. And if you're doing a diet that's 1,200, your brain produces chemicals and urges to binge eat because it's literally trying to protect you. It is trying to keep you from starving. So I personally think that the weight loss plan, at least for me, probably for y'all, it triggers starvation brain. So I'm like, you know what? Bright Line Eating needs to really publicize that there is an option of adding more food, especially if you have binge eating disorder. My last video I did where I was talking about the 15 pounds I just lost in the month, I was like, y'all, Bright Line Eating needs to work on that. They need to put it out there and be like, this is the weight loss plan. This weight loss plan is great. Try it. Try it. Especially if you're an older female or you're sedentary or whatever. But if it's like, I love you too, Lacey. But if it's like, you're like me and you're not a postmenopausal female and you are active and you have a high metabolism, don't do the weight loss plan. Or if you do the weight loss plan and you fall into binge eating, then do the weight loss plan plus ads. Definitely, at least, like at the minimum to me, the weight loss plan plus one protein, especially if you choose vegan proteins, because those are low calorie. They don't have tons and tons of protein. It's just, and they're so light. It's like, oh my gosh, you know? So anyway, I'm gonna stop. This is a really long video. I meant to come on here and give like a 3-minute update. It's like 15 minutes, but I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you for not judging me, because I'm crazy. Like, y'all know I've been up and down. My friend the other day, she's a local news anchor. Y'all know I come from TV. I was a news anchor and reporter. She was like, I saw her at the gym and we went and did Zumba together. And she was like, Angela, what you doing? What you doing? Are you Weight Watchers? Are you Brightline eating? What are you doing? And I was like, girl, I'm everything. You know, I've done this. I've done that. I came back to Brightline eating. Like, I'm crazy, you know, but I feel good about this go round. I'm dedicating it to the glory of the Lord. So all is good. Anyway, I love y'all so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.